We are
now in session.
Boy, we have a special treat for everyone today. You guys took an opportunity to hear Lucky on the first session of 2023. Guess what? We're going in circles, baby. Charles is today is the day where we get to drill him a little bit. Toby,
right. We're gonna interview him.
Yeah, we're gonna interview him.
Interview. I thought you guys were grilling me.
But before we start,
before we start, we definitely want to take a moment to thank everybody who's been tuning in. If you're a new person to our channel or our session, please hit that like button, subscribe to us. The folks are returning. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. The people that's been supporting us throughout the time, whether it could be just watching us or sending monetary support, it definitely helps us out on future projects. We definitely thank you guys so much for that. And also, everything that we do here is very authentic, it's very genuine, very transparent. The stuff that you guys been supporting us with, it goes back to the community. So anything that any words, any monetary stuff that you guys would like to support us in, feel free to reach out to us at nowinsession4@gmail.com. Okay. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's time to grill Charles now,
Right.
Since he grilled me last week, so we get to definitely get to hear a story about Charles. The team here thought it was very important for us to kind of share a little bit about ourselves to the audience because, again, we still have some new folks tuning in. So Toby and I will definitely take the opportunity to ask some questions. I'll let kind of Toby run with the first few questions, but because I know,
so you want to get started.
We want to grill Charles.
I started in my dad's nutsack.
So you were the one.
Through the tube.
Wait. You were the one that won the race out of millions of people. Trillions?
Yes.
Wow.
And the second place
you won.
Was far distance.
How did that feel to win the race of your life?
That was the best part of my life.
So Charles, take us back, and I know the audience had known you for about 3 months, but take us back, man. Could you share a little bit about who are you, where you're from? And go back to
how
your
far
roots
back?
a little bit.
Dude, we just went from my dad's nutsack.
Well, yeah.
Dude, we just said he won the race out of trillions.
First race you're gonna win. No, it's playing.
Well, I mean, let's start where I grew up in the East Coast, and being raised by a single mom.
What state in the East Coast?
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to the city though.
Okay.
But let's just stay with Connecticut. Okay. East Coast. Raised in New York. Part of New York, not New York City, but like the
How
border.
come you don't have the accent?
Well, because I watch a lot of movies, and movies don't have New York accent. So I don't really have that New York City type accent.
Wait, you say you grew up in a single household with only a mom. What happened to your dad?
Well, I mean, he left that in like 1990. So, I mean, he has his reasons. So, but it doesn't matter. I have no grudge against him.
Yeah. So wait, so he just vanished? When you say he left, like
he went for milk. He went out for milk.
No, I'm trying to roll deeper into what, I just wanted to know more. Like, so your dad left your mom out of nowhere. He just took off.
I mean, I was 7 years old.
Okay, so you were
and
pretty young.
I was like, to me, when my mom told me to, hey, why don't you go and talk to your dad, like help him stay and ask him to stay, make him feel better. And my mindset at the time was like, it's okay, Mom, Dad wants to be happy, let him go. Yeah. I'll take care of the house. I'll be the man of the house. Right. Yeah. I was sad. I didn't want him to leave. But at the same time, I was like, I wasn't going to pressure him to stay if he didn't want to stay. Yeah. And I don't know why I had that mindset at 7 years old. Yeah. But it was me thinking that way. And it's like, okay, he's gone now. What do we do?
So you have siblings too?
Two younger brothers.
So you were 7 at this time.
Yep.
And you had Ron. How old was Ron at the time? He was 6. And then Johnny was what?
1, 2.
Okay.
I don't remember.
You guys were very young then.
It was very young.
Okay.
So how my mom raised 3 kids, I have no idea.
She is a strong woman. I met your mom, and she's very strong, very, very quiet woman. But
she's not quiet at all.
She's quiet when you first meet her, though. Yeah. But after you, very calculative too. If I say she's very calculative, yeah, she's very calculative. Meaning she knows. She's a woman that knows what she wants, and so that's what I get my opinion of her,
Well, for me, like I knew she wants, like growing up, the way we were raised, right. Like she was like very, disciplinary when we do something wrong. And me and my brothers, we always listen to my mom because like getting hit is one thing, but when we make her cry, it's like it hurts.
Oh, it's a different type of pain.
It's a different type of pain.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
When did you guys come to California?
When I was in middle school. So 96, 97, I forgot what year it was.
That's when you met Lucky,
With
right?
Lucky, yeah. When Lucky tried to beat me up.
No. Let's Toby, let's take it back a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You were born here.
No. Oh, yeah.
You were born in the States?
In the States.
So when did your mom and your dad come to the States then?
So my mom and dad came in separately.
Okay.
They met here in the States.
Okay.
So my mom, she worked with the U.S. military in Laos.
Uh-huh.
So when the U.S. military said, hey, the war is over, we're packing up and leave, do you want to come with us? And my mom said, yeah. So
she was in the military?
Well, she worked as a secretary. She wasn't military personnel, but she worked
in that
there.
department.
Yeah.
Mm.
So when the military said, we're heading back, you guys want to come with us? So her and her friend that worked as the secretary said, yeah, we'll go.
She don't have nobody here. She don't know nobody in the United States.
Well, my uncle.
Okay, your uncle was here.
Yeah, well, but my uncle was still in Laos at the time.
Oh, okay.
So I don't remember the exact story, what happened, like why he didn't come too, but she came on her own. So just her by herself. She didn't know anybody.
What part of Laos is your mom from?
I think Paksay.
Oh,
same.
With,
Yeah, same.
Lucky
Same way. So when your mom came, she landed in Connecticut?
New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah, so she worked with the military. They got her a place to stay and work. So she worked at this place called Silver Hill, and they, it's room and board and everything. So she just worked there.
Damn.
I don't know what that place is, but she says it's one of the best places, like heaven on earth.
No way.
Yeah, there's free food, free stay, and you work and you get paid and you don't have to spend a dime.
Wow.
So, yeah, and then when she met with my dad, I think somewhere in New Jersey or Connecticut. And so they went and got together, and then she left her workplace and they moved to Connecticut. And then I just remember my mom always talk about like them drinking, partying, gambling, And
your mom was a party animal?
Dude, my dad was a party animal, so my mom was a party animal.
Wow, I never.
I can never picture your mom, man.
Where do you think I get my party animal side from?
Probably from Lucky, You'd be friends with him and shit.
Well, I think. Did your mom ever share a story to you like how challenging? It sounded like she had it really good when she came here, but. There's only 1% of Lao people, probably New Jersey in the 80s or 70s at that time. Like, how does she not? Did she speak any English?
No, I don't know how she not speak English when she worked for the U.S. government, but she spoke broken English.
Broken English, yeah.
So she came here, but then like there's a group of Laos people.
Okay, so there were a group.
Yeah, there were a group. So there's groups in New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, and like when she was brought over here, like they got integrated with each other.
Yeah.
So I don't know the whole story behind that because I don't know if my mom ever told us or we never paid attention because we were just trying to survive through life at the time.
Yeah.
And let's fast forward. Once we moved from Connecticut, got to Fresno, my uncle, the only living relative that my mom had, lives here. So that's why my mom said, hey, let's move to Fresno, California.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, yeah, let's just move. Because my mom wasn't like, she was happy, but she wasn't the happiest because she was there by herself.
So like growing up in Connecticut, you mentioned last time you were one of the 3 students of only Lao kids or Puerto Rican and mixed kids, right? Colored kids. But
so the other 2 were my nephew and my brother.
Yeah. Was it hard for you growing up being like the only Asian kid in school?
Well, I mean, the thing was, I didn't know we were getting bullied. I didn't know there was hate crimes or racism towards Asian.
Wow.
I thought racism was only towards black people.
Yeah.
So like when people would call me Liu Kang or like,
Bruce
Lee.
You thought you were cool.
Yeah. And then it was just like, it's just a nickname. Like they just making fun like you're going around Ching Chong and Goyong and all that stuff. And like to me, it was normal. I didn't realize it was being racist.
You were sensitive.
I think it was normal to us growing up, right? I mean, we grew up like that because we thought, hey, you got to be tough, and we gave it back to them too, right? But we didn't think it was a big deal.
Well, I didn't give it back to them over there.
Oh, you didn't give it back to them?
Well, I mean, because remember, I was only one of 3 Asians in the school where it's just black Puerto Ricans mainly and some whites. And then like, so I was being picked on and I was being bullied, but I didn't realize I was being bullied until I grew up. When I look back at it, I'm like, oh shit, I was being bullied.
So you dealt with being bullied young too, just like Lucky did. Yeah.
But then like, because I was with friends that like they were black and they were getting bullied too. But so I think it was just those kids are being mean.
Yeah.
Right,
so, but it wasn't like I was personally getting bullied. I thought it was just a bully being mean to everybody. Yeah. So I didn't feel like it was personal until I look back and go, holy shit. Like the whole class was kind of being bullied. Yeah.
So you and Ron went to school, right? You guys a year apart. Y'all went to school. Johnny was a little bit younger, so he went to a different class.
Well, he went to school here in Fresno. Well, I mean, when he was in school in Connecticut, it was like preschool, middle, kindergarten and stuff. So I don't know if he felt that when he was going at that young.
Right.
And then when I remember like in school, like people pick on us, but then if they're gonna start a fight, I always like stood my ground. I didn't fight back or anything, but like if they're gonna fight, like I'm not gonna run away. Kind of like when you guys were gonna jump me, I didn't run away. I just stood there. I didn't want to fight, but I stood there. Like I'm ready to go down with this.
Right.
Because the only reason I did that because I was scared as hell.
Yeah.
But if I didn't stand my ground, then I always thought like I gotta protect my brothers because my brother's always with me.
So you grew up with a protection mindset.
Yeah.
Right. With your brothers.
Because I'm not there looking for fights, and I don't want to fight, to be honest. And the only fight I ever had in my life was when I was in 5th grade.
Oh wow.
Because we moved from whatever house we're at to closer to my cousin, and it was some neighborhood kid, a big old white kid, came and picked on my little brother Johnny. Like he took Johnny's shoes, threw it up on the roof, and I was like, "Dude, what the fuck? What are you doing that for?" And then he's like, I forgot how the conversation went. I just remember him saying, "Say I won't hit you. Say I won't hit you."
Oh, he was
So I was like, "You won't." And then he hit me, and I fucking socked him, and then I just kept punching him. He didn't hit me once. All he did was hug me, and I was punching him. And I remember I was the one crying when I didn't get hit at all. It was just the adrenaline.
The emotion.
Emotion.
Yeah. Did your mom get mad at you?
No, she was worried. And mom was always worried, like, something else, and the family's going to come beat us up or whatever. My cousin came out and like, "Hey, what happened? Like, he hit you?" And we were fighting, and she like, where did he hit you at? I'm like, "He didn't hit me." He go, "Why are you crying?" And the other guy, I was getting hit, but he didn't cry at all. I was like, I'm not crying because I'm hurt. I'm just like, like, I don't know, my heart was just racing.
Adrenaline.
The adrenaline.
It was the first time you got in a fight. Well, I think, all that stuff in there.
And your demeanor too, Charlie. You always, you don't want to fight. You just had to protect. You know what I mean? Like, those are two different.
And you didn't
things,
know what that feeling was. That was the first time it came out. Huh?
Yeah.
And then I remember in 6th grade, I was one of Ron's friend. Like, he kept pushing me, so I pushed him back. Like, so we kind of start play fighting, but a little more serious. Yeah. And then like these kids came out of nowhere, just start punching me. So I was like, well, fuck, I'll punch you too. Yeah. And then like next thing I knew, like 5-6 guys like surrounding me and like they were about to jump me. And then like my nephew ran off and Ron was just pulling me. I was like, no, we're not running. Like, we're gonna fight.
Yeah.
And then like in my heart, I was like, please don't fucking fight. But I was like, man, no, but I'm not gonna be a little bitch.
Down.
So you had this persona up at the exterior, but deep down inside you were scared.
Yeah, hell yeah, I was
you
scared.
still had to do it.
Yeah. Just because I was scared doesn't mean I won't go through with it. And like, I mean, who wouldn't be scared? You're a 6th grader about to fight 5-6 guys.
Right. I mean, you didn't know you were getting jumped. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like one kid had on a skateboard, and I don't know what they're gonna hit me with.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not a fighter, dude. I don't even know how to fight.
So when you came to California and you met up with all these loud people getting to the community, how did you feel?
So I came in, I was like, damn, there's hella Asians over here, and I was like, and I was so used to being mixed with black, Puerto Rican. So here it was Mexican and white, and so I was like comfortable going to Mexican group of white people, Hmong kids. Like, I didn't know the difference between Hmong and Laos and Cambodia. I mean, I knew the difference between us, but I didn't know there was different groups. So I just thought like, oh, we're all Asian. We all hang out. So I was like, I was excited, but I didn't know there was different group cliques.
Sets groups.
Yeah. like I knew the different race, but the cliques. I didn't know like they stay in the own little clique.
There was so much of us.
Yeah,
so there has to be different cliques.
Yeah, and then I didn't like Mexican. Like I was hanging out with the Mexican guys, but then like I didn't. And there was no other Asian that's hanging out with them. So I was just like going to different groups, and that one time in middle school where the one kid snitched on you guys and you guys were gonna jump him, I still had the same mentality of like, hey, I don't want to fight you guys, but I'm gonna stay here and like because I barely know the guy, so I didn't want to fight for him. Yeah. But at the same time,
but you don't want to see him get beat up either.
Yeah, exactly.
Your protective instinct came in too. Yeah. Like, hey, that's not fair, man. Y'all can't just beat 10 people on one guy. Right.
Yeah,
you're gonna do 1-on-1 at least.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how did you get assimilated into the culture then? I mean, it sounds like when growing up, you weren't really in the culture as much until you got here to Fresno.
No,
right?
I was in the culture since I was a kid because we always go to the temple. Oh, and like I love watching movies. I watch Thai movies and like listening stories about our religion.
Right.
So like I was very into the culture. And I was very into the temple and our religion and all that.
You guys went to the temple back in Connecticut too?
Yeah, this is a Thai temple.
Okay.
So we went to Thai temples and like yes, at school we didn't have many Laos people or any Asian, but like we have our little Laos community. So like, we knew a lot of Laos people, like pretty much all the Laos people that's within New York, Connecticut, New Jersey. We knew pretty much all of them. So, and then I always spend time with those people. Like outside of school, I don't hang out with people that's not Laos. Yeah. So I'm always around Laos people.
Yeah.
But coming here, like the only time I saw Cambodian people was when we go to the Cambodian store. Yeah. But coming here, there was like hella Cambodian people.
Yeah.
And like
that kind of looked like me.
Yeah. And then like Hmong people, I only heard them because my mom told me about the stories. And then coming here, I go, oh shit, it's real Hmong people. So I was like, this is cool.
You probably really like culture shock in the beginning, huh?
No, I was excited.
You're excited?
Yeah, because I was like, man, this is pretty awesome. Like going to the school where there's going to be a bunch of Asian people.
Like my people.
Yeah.
My people.
So I feel like I fit in more, but then at the same time, like I didn't know that people were sticking in cliques. So I was so used to just talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why like you still see me going to different groups. Like I don't stay in a little clique.
Right.
But then like I remember like one of my first friend is his name Sue. I think his name's Sue. And or Saw. Yeah, Saw. It was Saw. And then he was a little Hmong kid. And then he was talking to this big Mexican dude. I was like, oh, cool. So I made friends with both of them. And I remember after, we went to math class and I was taking math tests and I was the first one to finish with all the tests.
Yeah.
I was always the first one to finish the math class. And then I made a friend with Kanita at that time because we're in the same math class. And then Ton. And then they told you not to jump me because I was cool. And then I took track in Fort Miller. So that all happened in a very short period of time.
Very short.
Yeah, and then that's when I start talking to you guys and hanging out with you, Bo, Paimony, Ton, and all of the other guys. Yeah. So, and I was like, hung out with you guys, but then there's time where I go hang out with the little Hmong group, like Pia, Pia. Chu, and I forgot, there's so many other guys out there.
Yeah.
And then also there's the little group of Mexican guys that I hang out with too. And at Fort Miller, there was a lot of gangs. There was
a lot of gangs.
Yeah. So there was so many fights that I'd never seen in my life. Dude,
wow.
Every single week?
A week.
Like there's a rumble.
There's a rumble.
And there was time where like I was like, man, am I gonna be stuck in a rumble with these guys?
Yeah.
I don't wanna go in a fight. And I just remember like Paimony would get hype, you would get hype, and Bo and all the other guys would get hype. And then they're like, oh man, we're gonna go fuck these guys up. And I'm like, why? What did he do? Like I don't wanna go out and fight him for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, fast forward through high school, and I was going to go to Edison, but everybody went to Duncan. So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Duncan too. And everybody kept telling me Duncan's a smart school.
Yeah.
But for some reason, all my friends are fucking dumbasses. So I was like, dude, there's no way this is fucking a smart school.
Charlie probably look at me like, there ain't no way. If Lucky in here, we ain't smart right now.
We had to write a paper, right? Like,
remember you wrote that paper?
I wrote 3 sentences. Like, everybody was like, oh, you got to qualify to get in. I was like,
I said the same thing, bro. I'm like, what the hell? We learning EOPs over here. How smart can we do? They got home ec.
Yeah.
They got nursing. Okay, I give you nursing. They got the mechanic stuff, right? They got all this. I said the same thing, man. The funny part was you, me, we were all last minute people to get to Dunkin'. Like,
Yeah.
I honestly thought I wasn't even gonna go to Dunkin' either.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy that you mentioned. Wait, why are you gonna go to Edison?
Because my cousin went to Edison.
Oh, your female
Yeah,
cousin, right?
because my cousin and they live in the same apartment complex with me. They all went to Computech,
Yes.
and then they went straight to Edison.
Oh, okay.
And my mom was like, "Yeah, go to Edison too." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." And then I was like, "Oh no, my friend's going to Dunkin'.
Yeah.
I'm going to Dunkin' too." And I remember they came in, did a presentation, like you had to qualify to get in.
Yeah.
Like you got here, write a paragraph of why.
Yeah, why should they accept you? Right?
Bro, I wrote 3 sentences. I think I was like, "Oh, my name is Charles. I want to go to Dunkin' so I could learn school." I think that was my reasons, and I got accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then at Dunkin', the first person I made a friend with was with Toby, and like it was a summer bridge program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we went in.
Wait. Give me back, man. What was the summer bridge program?
So
I
it's
think
like
that was like an intro, right?
Yeah, it was
Like
an intro.
Was it that summer?
it was the summer after you graduate from 8th grade,
8th grade?
and then the 2 or 3 weeks before actual school starts.
Okay. I didn't go to that.
You know?
I didn't go to that. So y'all went to that.
I don't
Yeah.
remember, but
Yeah.
that's where I met Charles, though.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a week long summer bridge just to get acquaintance.
Wait, what school did Toby go to? Middle school?
I went to Wawona, so I wasn't.
Oh, man,
I wasn't in the Lao community
Yeah.
because my story was a little bit different
Yeah,
than
you
you
went to
guys.
Wawona.
Yeah, I
You
went to Wawona,
Wawona.
yeah, which was different. you
Yeah,
know?
he was different.
So like going to Fort Miller, I was like, dude, there's hella Asian here.
Yeah.
Went to Dunkin'. Damn, there's nothing but Asian.
all Asian.
Yeah, it's all Asian.
90%, 95%.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
God.
And then I walked in and I wanted to sit down, and Toby turned around. Hey, you Laos? I'm like, yeah. He go, want to be friends? I'm like, okay, let's be friends.
From there on,
And from there on,
Yeah.
we became friends.
Yeah.
Then you started meeting all these other people, right? All
Well,
the
yeah.
other guys that came along too.
Well, because having you guys coming from Fort Miller, I already had a big group. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, Toby, let's go meet with my friends.
See,
so brought to you guys, and other people just kind of organically grew.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because Fort Miller was only me, you, Kanita,
Saga,
Only a handful of you guys,
Bo.
right?
Bo.
That's it. That's all. That's it. The rest
no,
of them
Cal-
went to Edison. No, they all went to Edison.
Did they?
Half of our team went all to Edison.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the only person that went to Dunkin' was me, you, Kanita, and Bo.
Why did it feel like there's so many of
I
us?
know. I
Man.
felt like there was more, huh? There might be more. We just may not. We may not
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
We forgot
sorry
your
for
name.
the other guys that we cut you off. Yeah, so
funny.
you
Are
met
you
Toby during the summer bridge, and that's how y'all
Yeah,
connected.
and that's how we got connected.
Yeah,
and dude, throughout high school, like people told me Dunkin' is hard, but Dunkin' was always so easy for me.
Yeah.
I remember I went through high school without a backpack or paper or nothing. All I had was a pencil in my pocket. And like, and I love just going to school and summer school because I don't like being home. Because being home, I got nothing to do.
So we went to summer school together.
Yeah.
McLean, remember? We went to McLean. So you went to what EOP did you select when you went to Dunkin'?
Was it the health one? The one
Okay, the nursing one.
yeah, the nursing one.
Oh,
Is that what you wanted to do? Like
I want to be a
in high
doctor when I'm
school?
growing up.
Like growing up,
Yeah.
that's what you wanted to do.
So before we get to that part, but let's go to what was I gonna talk about?
you were talking about you met Toby.
And then with the guys. But yeah, I was going through school. I never had a backpack or anything.
Yeah.
So I always just go in, take tests, and I thought it was easy. And then when I went to an ROP and for nursing, and the teacher go, "Oh, you guys don't have to do no homework. I don't believe in homework." I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah." So I never read a book. She expected us to be like college student where you read your own and study on your own. Like she treated us like an adult, but I was still a kid. So I ain't reading shit, and nobody told me to do no homework. I barely did homework anyways. So yeah, every time we go to class, she'll ask, Ms. Weiner will ask me, "Dude, ask this," and I don't know, I didn't read it. Like I didn't know there was an assignment. She go, "Well, you know that we're on chapter 2. You should have been reading it." I go, "There was no assignment." So I didn't do it. So after that, like she got mad. Like I think she hated me. And then after that, like I think a month in, she's like, "You know what, forget it. I'm gonna have to start assigning you guys homework." And then the first 6 months was reading, studying about books. The second half was hands-on. So for me, I was the lazy ass smart guy. So I always help people with the homework, not the homework, but the tests and stuff. So like I knew what the answers are, but I just never did the work. So I always go around to each people's desk and talking to them. She always thought like I was messing around, which I was, but at the same time I was helping them with schoolwork. So when we went to do clinical, like all the students were like nervous or scared to do anything. I was the only one that was like just hands on. Like in the beginning, it was 2 to 3 students per patient, but like 2-3 months in, it was still 2-3 student per patient. But for me, I was taking care of 2-3 patients by myself within that 2-3 hours.
Damn.
And then she'll say, hey, once you guys are done with your patients, you guys could take off early. So I'll finish my 2-3 patients real fast, and I'm running around helping everybody. So we only had to do the clinical work for an hour or two, and then go hang out and do whatever.
Damn.
So senior year was fun for me, because like senior year, like it was a free period, because all I did was PE, Jermaine's class, the art, and that was it, and RAP, because I could have graduated junior year, but I didn't want to.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you? What happened after high school? You went to Fresno State, right?
Yeah, and that was another thing too. Like I didn't know that people had to qualify to go to Fresno State. I just applied and I just got in, and I just assumed everybody could get in.
Yeah.
So when people
what was your major in college?
Environmental occupational health science.
Health science.
Health
a lot of
science.
people went in that field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sai went in.
Yeah,
Mom went in with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I remember in senior year, Miss Wayner go, hey, do you want to be an RN? Like I could put you in a fast track. You could be an RN like 2-3 years right after high school. I was like, no, I don't be no nurse. I want to be a doctor. Fucking dumbass kid. Should have just fucking went and did it.
Yep.
Yeah. So I went from being Miss Wayner's problem child to her favorite student, and she gave me the principal award or teacher's award of the year, whatever. I guess I got the medal of that.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
let's get to the core of Charles. This is your background. So what made you decide to go into environmental as far as that degree, and then pivot over to real estate? What was that
Turning
journey?
point.
Yeah, that
What's
turning
that
point
turning
for you.
point?
Oh,
what
man.
made you realize that, hey, I went to school for something that I didn't want to do, but then I fell in love with real estate?
Did you? Yeah. And then when you went to school, were you one of those students that switched majors like 10 times?
No, I stuck with the same major the whole way.
Okay.
So like, I still want to be a doctor. Doctor's always been a dream since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So the reason I want to be a doctor is because when I was younger, there was this doctor in my neighborhood, and no matter what your illness is, with or without Medi-Cal insurance, whatever, he'll only charge you $10.
Oh, wow.
So the Laos community call him the $10 doctor, and everybody's always so grateful for him.
It's like Dr. Luong over here, huh?
I don't know who Dr. Lung is.
You know Dr.
The one
Luong?
on Olive? The one on Olive?
one on Olive?
My
Yes.
dad goes
I know Dr. Vu.
Dr. Vu?
Oh, I know Dr. Vu too.
You know Dr. Vu
It's
too?
across from Somerset.
Yeah.
Everyone that live in Fresno knows Dr. Luong,
Yeah.
Dr.
One on
Luong is
Olive,
by
yeah.
East Clay.
Yeah.
And Dr. Vu, his old office was by Somerset.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
know Dr. Vu.
So yeah, because I always wanted to be a doctor because I saw how he impacted our community and how grateful everybody was to him. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a doctor. I want to do the same thing. And when I watched the movie Patch Adam, I was like, oh, cool. I want to be just like Patch Adam too. Like open up my own hospital. So my dream is always to be a doctor. But when I went to Fresno State, because the only 3 schools I applied for was Fresno State, Yale, and Harvard. Yale and Harvard.
you went big. Go big or go home.
What did we say? Go big or go home?
Go big or go home. So you had the balls. Your balls are pretty big in 8th grade. I mean, in high school. Damn, Toby must have rubbed on you a lot, huh?
Yeah, he did.
You applied for Yale and Harvard.
Yeah.
And they got no Laos students at that time.
Bro.
You wanted to be the first Laos student at that time.
So the thing was, I was smart but dumb at the same time, where I'm like, what do you mean I'm not accepted?
So
So to me, I like going to Yale and Harvard. The hard part was paying tuition. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I didn't know getting accepted was hard.
do you even know where Yale and Harvard was located at this time?
I know where Yale was at
Okay, you
because
didn't
I'm
know-
from Connecticut.
You didn't know where Harvard was?
No, I don't know where Harvard was. I thought Harvard was here in the West Coast.
So you basically say you had no clue what you
No
were doing.
clue.
No.
if Harvard Yale representative reach out to us, I'll be damned, dude. Mm-hmm. You should have got this guy, man. He would have been.
He need an honorary degree.
Yeah, give me an honorary degree, dude.
Yeah, at least you got the balls to do that, man. So Yale and Harvard said no.
Dude, they rejected me so hard they didn't respond.
Oh, it's one of the we'll call you. Don't call us.
It was one of those like, we got your confirmation number. That's it. So you went to Fresno State.
Yeah.
And you knew, hey, I won't go to nursing, but I'll go to environmental.
Well, because there was this
specter.
program at Fresno State called HCOP.
Yeah.
So HCOP is for future doctors and people in the health field.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that was going for the doctor degrees, and they were telling you which majors to go to. And they said, you could go to just environmental health or regular health science. So for just regular classes to hit the prereqs. But then for me, and they go, but REHS is tougher, but you get more job opportunity after school. I go, I don't want job opportunity. I'm trying to be a doctor. And they go, but yeah, this class is harder. And when you apply for school and for doctor degree or school, they look at that more. So I'm like, okay, I'll go take it. So I got my degree in REHS. But in 2006, I ended up winning a house.
Wait a minute. How did you win a house?
So with St. Jude, the kids' hospital.
Raffle.
Yeah, the raffle.
Right, so how much was that ticket?
So that was $100 for a ticket. But knowing me, I always want, and St. Jude's always had a special place for me because it deals with kids, and I always want to be a doctor. I always want to give away free healthcare and services. So like St. Jude does all of that, and I was like, dude, I love St. Jude. Like if I become a doctor, I want to go work there.
So you bought this ticket.
I didn't know about a ticket.
Oh, who bought it for you?
You didn't know you bought the ticket?
No, I was watching The Simpsons. It was like on Fox at 5 or 6 o'clock. I was trying to watch The Simpsons, and then I saw this picture of a house, and I was like, I turned to my girlfriend at the time. I go, hey, that's a nice house. I want that house. And she's like, yeah, you're gonna get it for me? I go, sure. And then and then they do a telethon to raise money for St. Jude.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that shit was connected. So I called, and I'm like, oh, St. Jude, I want to donate.
Yeah.
And I called them, and I'm like, hey, and at the time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to donate $50. To me, that was a lot at the time. So I'm like, I'm a ball out. I want to really give. And then they go, oh, you can't donate $50. You got to do $100. I go, what the fuck kind of donation is this? I'm like, $100? Yeah. I'm like, dude, that's a lot of money. They go, yeah, but that's the minimum you could donate. I go, that's the minimum? I'm like, okay.
Let's do it.
I'm like, all right, go ahead. Just take $100.
So it wasn't no paper thing. You called through the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so you called through the phone.
Yeah, so I just called.
They wrote your name down and everything.
Yeah, I just told them my name and number. I just assumed they just need it.
Did you know that we're gonna raffle a certain day, or you just didn't care about it?
I didn't know there was a raffle.
Okay.
I just thought it was a donation to St. Jude.
Yeah.
So and then and then it was just telethon, keep going. I'm like, oh man, I'm not watching The Simpsons, so I took a nap. And then my phone was just going off the hook. Like within hours.
You had was this a flip phone you had at this
my
time?
Nokia. That's my Nokia.
Or the one that face up?
Or that block one.
The block one.
The block one.
Yeah,
okay.
The one that never gets broken.
Yeah. So
that's the one you have to make your own ringtone, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you got the specialized case where it got lights and all that stuff.
So you're sleeping.
Yeah, I was sleeping. I was napping. Phone was going off. And I was like, what the hell is this? Like the number, and I didn't recognize the number. I was trying to sleep. And after I think the 5th time, I was like, hello? What is this? They go, hey, congratulations, you won a house. I go, no, thank you. I hung up on them.
Yeah.
And then they call again. I was like, I go, hello? They go, hello? This is Charles? I go, yeah, you won a house. Congratulations. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want it. And then and I hung up again. And my mom and mom go, what was that? I go, oh, just some telemarketer trying to sell me a house. They say I want a house. They go, you want a house? What are you talking about? I go, I don't know. And then they called again. And then I answered. I'm like, hello, what do you want? They go, hey, you want a house? Congratulations. I go, okay, what do I have to do? What do I have to buy?
Yeah.
They go, you don't have to buy nothing. You already won a house. Can you come down to KMPH? I'm like, what the fuck?
I know what KMPH is. Huh?
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Man, they could have killed me or something. Yeah. So I was like, so you want me to go down KMPH? When? They go, tonight at 9 o'clock, can you come? I'm like, okay. So I call T. I go, hey, Hey, I'm gonna go down to a news station. Like they say, I want a house. I don't know what the fuck this is about, and I just need backup. Like somebody keep an eye on me.
Yeah.
So T came in prepared, like with a bat and everything. So we drove down to
McKinley.
Yeah,
McKinley at the time.
to KMPH, and then got in there, and they're like, "Hey, congratulations, you won a house." I go, "From where?" They go, "You bought the ticket. I'm from St. Jude." I go, I didn't buy no ticket. I donated money. They go, "When did you donate it?" Or bought the ticket. I go, "I don't know, just at 6:00 today." And they go, "What? So you just bought the ticket without knowing that you bought a ticket?" I go, "Yeah, I was just donating." So I was on the news talking about it.
Yeah.
And I remember everybody was like calling me, congratulating me because they saw it on TV. And like at that point, I felt like I was at a high point in my life.
Yeah.
I was 23 years old.
Yeah.
One of my dreams was to buy a big ass house for my family. And I accomplished that by I was 23. I was like, man.
Lucky.
Yeah. So, and then like they go, "Oh, but before you get the house, Uncle Sam wanted his cut." I go, "How much is that?" They go, 25% of the house. Mind you, this is 2003. The house is $575,000.
That's a lot of money at the time, too.
Bro,
Yeah.
I was making $9 an hour. So
they want 25%
yes.
of the total
tax.
cost of the house
Yeah,
tax?
for tax.
Yeah, tax.
Wow. So how much was that?
$125,000.
Did you have to pay that in a lump sum or is that
a lump sum.
In a lump sum?
Before-
you can't do payment?
No, I had to go get a mortgage.
Oh.
So I went out and get a mortgage, and this is back when they'll give you anybody a loan.
Yeah.
You say, "Hey, I made $200,000 a year." They'll just write that down.
Yeah.
Right,
So I could make up whatever number. That's the only reason I got a $125,000 loan. But before I got the loan, I was like, you know what? I want to know the process because I might as well just do it myself.
Yeah.
Because at that age, I just always just do everything yourself, save the money.
Yeah.
So I learned how to become a loan officer. So I became a loan officer for like 2 minutes. And then the people that I was learning from, they were teaching people how to rip people off to make money. And that never sat with me. I was like, dude, no, I don't want to rip people off to charge them front end, back end, extra points, this and that. And then like when they're going to do the loan for me, they try to rip me off. They give me a high interest rate, charge me 3 points up front, 3 points in the back. And I was like, no, dude, like I know what you guys are doing. The guy go, "Well, your loan is small, so we need to make the guy needs to make money." I go, "Dude, I never met the guy. Like he's not even doing the paperwork. I'm doing the paperwork."
Normal? Is that normal
At that time?
At that time.
Yeah. And to me, I was like, dude, I'm doing all the loan. I'm doing all the paperwork myself. Like the guy's just the name because he has his license right. I don't have my license yet.
So go back a little bit. When you won this, how proud was your mom? How
Dude,
happy
everybody
was she?
was happy.
Yeah.
My mom was so happy. I don't know if she was crying or not, but I just felt like, my dream came true.
Yeah.
Like I was like on cloud nine, everybody, my family.
So you do the paperwork, you get the loan mortgage thing situated.
Yeah. What you call it?
Where was the house?
In Visalia.
So wait, Visalia, not even in Fresno.
No, not in Fresno. But I didn't give a shit where it was at.
Yeah.
Man, that thing could be in Ohio. I would have been in Ohio.
Did you know that it was in Visalia?
After they told me.
After they told you? What was your thoughts? You're like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find my way over there.
Yeah. I mean, I drive, so I didn't care. So like it was only a 45-minute drive. So
what did you do when you first got your key? You drove all the way over there to look at it?
no, and they don't give you the keys right away.
Oh, damn.
So they scheduled a time for me to go look at the house, and the builder, it was Ennis Home that built it. So they went and showed us the house and whatever, and then I didn't get to see the house again until I got a loan. And once I got the loan, it was a freaking 8% interest only.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, for $125,000, and the mortgage payment was $1,200 a month. $1,200 a month for me was a lot at the time.
A lot at the time.
But like, you know what? We're getting by.
Yeah.
And we're struggling to make $1,200 and doing the drive back and forth day and night, whatever. And then tax season came. So everybody, we were throwing parties over there and enjoying life, like damn.
So did you actually even live there?
Yeah. I lived there for 3 years. So yeah, for like a year, I was just like enjoying life.
You
working
were
hard.
23, 24 at the time? You were
23.
23.
Yeah, 2006, I was 23. And then, so I was living there and we were struggling, but we were enjoying because we felt like we were working hard, but this is what we have.
Did Mom live with you too at this time?
No. We were just still boyfriend,
dating?
girlfriend.
Just dating? Yeah. Okay.
And then and then tax season came. Time for me to do the tax. And my tax guy go, "Oh, you owe another $60,000."
$60,000?
Yeah, because federal tax, I didn't just owe 25%. It was 30%. So I owe 5% more to federal. Jeez. And then state go, where's my cut? 9.5%.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So there was another $60K.
Wow.
And I didn't have that.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I'm going, what did I do? I can't, so I want to try to get a loan or a refi, but they wouldn't let me. So, and then I went to Fresno State. I was like, you know what? I'll get financial aid to, you know, help cover some. Financial aid go, oh no, you made too much money. You don't get no more money.
Wow.
So I lost my financial aid.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So yeah. And then I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? And so I couldn't pay it. So next thing you know, 3 months in, they garnished my wage. No matter how hard I work, like I'm only allowed to take home $100 a week.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. So
how long was that going on for? Like a year?
For like almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Dang, at that time you were living like that paycheck to paycheck. Like how did you persevere through it?
We didn't, man. So for me, I'm always blessed to have my brothers with me. Like Ronald, he quit school and he went to work. I think he worked like 2 jobs.
To help you?
Yeah. And
wow.
He covered the mortgage. And even Mom, my wife, like I'm grateful for her. Like she helped pay for the PG&E. And my $100 a week, that's barely enough for gas.
Barely enough for gas.
Yeah, so I couldn't afford to go back and forth to Visalia and Fresno. So I'm also my buddy Philip So, like he had this little house on McKinley, and I was like, hey man, I can't afford to go back home every single day. Yeah. He said, yeah, you could sleep in my house, and because he had 2-bedroom house, and he was gonna turn his office into a bedroom for me. I go, no, dude, it's cool. I'll just sleep on the couch. So for 3 months, I slept on the couch, and I think there was time where me and my brothers and Ronald was just living out of his car, and I was living out of my car.
Wow.
Man, it wasn't like as bad as.
Was your mom living over there with you guys too in Visalia?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't like we were homeless.
Yeah.
Because we still had a home. But just the fact that going back and forth was too much.
Yeah, it cost too much.
The time, we're just too tired. So I would just sleep on my friend's couch. And there's days where I just sleep in my car just so I could wake up to go to work.
Yeah.
And then it was like that for a year. And then my mom I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get an apartment here in Fresno. So she got one of those low income apartment. And so then we had a little place to stay for a while.
Right.
And is that the one that she was at right now, or?
Yeah, the one she has right now. And then, so after that, my brother got married.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, dude, what the hell am I going to do? So, and I wanted to sell the house, but they said, you can't sell the house until 2 years.
Oh, shit.
Because otherwise it's capital gains. Otherwise you got to pay more taxes. So I had we had to wait.
And 2008 now, that's when that freaking recession came in.
So 2008, that's when we're about to sell a house. So I had an agent came in, and the beginning of 2008, I was going to sell it, and she was being mean or whatever. I was like, no. And then finally found another agent, and he sucked, real estate agent, and like he could took 3 months, they couldn't sell it. And I finally got another agent towards the end of 2008. So I was there for almost 3 years, just struggling along, and then finally sold the house. And then like the tax guy was like, damn, they still want to tax you, but somehow he made it work to where like it broke even, so that there was no capital gain. And then I finally got my money back, pay up, because mind you, for the 2 years, everything I had went into collection. PG&E, utility, all my credit card. So my credit score was at 400.
It's crazy because when I barely came back, Charles invited me to his house.
Yes.
And I ended up
driving.
In Visalia? Yeah, the one in Visalia.
Yeah.
And I brought a little girl that I just met too, like some white girl. It's crazy because, oh shit, I'm watching the channel. Anyways, I brought this white girl. I just barely met. I was like, hey, I'm going to my friend's house. I live in Visalia. So we literally... I literally went over there. What you had, like a party, huh? You had like an event, huh?
So I had a lot of party.
Yeah. So we went over there. It was a nice house, though.
Yeah,
it was
really nice house.
Nice. It was just to drive out there just to go party. It's like, damn, bro.
And a lot of people did, like almost every other weekend. Everybody went and hung out with me, and like it was a 3,000 square foot home, 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom.
I remember that.
And like everybody was like, oh man, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. But throughout the whole time.
What was behind it.
Yeah, nobody knew what I was going through.
Yeah,
like
you're going through a lot.
I was going through like I had no idea what the hell I was gonna do. Like everything that I had, and you know, when your dream came true, and then all of a sudden it just got taken away from you.
Yeah.
And for me, I was like, damn, I felt like I failed too.
Yeah.
So, and then like trying to go through school, and I had to take some time out of school.
Yeah.
So that way I could, because I couldn't afford to go to school because the tuition kept going up and up. And I remember I was like, fuck. Finally, when I sold the house and paid everything back off and all that stuff, I remember I was at Marty's house and we were just hanging out. Sam and Kimano was playing game, and Marty was like, hey, let's drink. So I didn't start drinking until I had the house.
Wow.
So I didn't start drinking until I was like 22, 23.
Damn. I didn't know you sold the house at the end of 2008. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I barely was here too for that. So
But I mean, I had to because I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, you were forced.
Yeah.
You were forced
So-
because the circumstances was, was not right.
Because everybody was just like, man, Charles so lucky. Oh, he's always happy.
Let's go back. You know, my question wasn't answered yet, so let's
So
go
what
back.
was it? I thought I answered everything.
Where you pivot,
we pivot.
from
You
your
pivot from-
education
Well, no, because
to real estate.
that was the whole pivot.
That was the whole pivot where you
Yes.
went to real estate from there?
Yes, because like because remember, all this trauma involves my house.
Right.
And it involves the lending and involves shitty realtors that couldn't.
So that's what pushed you to saying, you know, you don't want to do that for other people.
Wait, did you even graduate college then?
Yeah, I did.
You did.
2008.
After all that,
After
you graduate college,
After I sold the house.
but you never went into that field.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you never went to that field.
So
That was that point, Toby,
Yeah.
when he finally realized that I'm not going to environmental because it's too much
No.
for you at that
No,
moment.
I graduated,
Yeah.
and remember 2008 recession hit. After I sold the
hit.
house,
Yeah.
I graduated, finally got everything out of the baggage off me.
Right.
And I was like, oh, finally, I'm graduated. I'll put the doctor thing on hold. I'm going to go work because I was interning with Fresno County. They said, I have a job ready for you. And then by the time I graduate, they go, you know what, we're on a hiring freeze. So nobody was hiring for the next 2 fucking years. So I was still at Fusco working there.
What year was this?
2008, 2009.
2008, 2009.
Yeah, so I was there till like 2010 and never got back into work. So I've been in sales forever. Now all I thought about is how to make money. So the bread company, if you work for Bimbo, Sierra Elite.
Wait, did you work at Frito-Lay's?
Yeah, I was trying to get into the bread company.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't, went to Frito-Lay's.
So you're just working odd jobs
Yeah, well, I
in
mean,
between from right there.
yeah, but I pretty much gave up on becoming a doctor.
A doctor. Oh,
Yeah.
when that happened, you gave up becoming a doctor.
Yeah, and real estate was not in my mind. It was just more of like, how could I make the most money? How could I provide for my family?
Yeah, right.
And then when I went to Fresno, quit Fusco, went to Frito-Lay, and then I was trying to get promoted. And after I got passed up for a promotion 2 times, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here when they're not going to promote me. Like, what can I do to help myself? And then I was like, I always wanted to be in real estate. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go be a real estate agent.
I remember when you told me this conversation. I remember I met up with you for lunch or something. We were just catching up. We haven't seen each other. And you told me that too. I was like, Charles, well, how much you make at Frito-Lay? He goes, 20 something. I made good money. And at that time, that was good money. 2009, 2000. If you made over $25,
Yep, that was
you
good
were
money.
good. You keeping bills paid, right? You're doing things. When he told me, I was like, wait, so you're gonna leave and go to real estate? You sure you want to do that?
Well, I mean,
That's what you asked him?
I asked him,
well,
sure you want to do that?
Frito-Lay, I didn't get paid by hour. I was getting paid between $60,000 to $80,000 a year. Every year it changes.
Yeah.
Because some year I have a good year, some year I have slower
I
year.
remember I told him opposite. I told him, go ahead, go for it. You know,
Yeah.
and I told him, like, dude, why are you scared? Why are you still stuck doing what you're doing, dude? Like,
Yeah.
go for it. You know,
Yeah.
like your income will be unlimited. You know,
Well,
and then
yeah, but I remember at the time, like 60 to 80,000 a year. That was a lot at that time,
Yeah.
and not many people was making that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I want to bet on myself, and I collected all kind of freaking license and certificate. I got my CNA, I got notary license, I got my life insurance license. I was a fucking dreamer. I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So I just went out and just did it.
Yeah.
So And I was good at tests, so I kept passing everything. And then my wife was like, "Oh, you gotta be a real estate agent. This one costs the most out of all the other one, and it's gonna be like $2,000." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna really go sell houses." So since it costs the most money, I was like, "You know what? I got at least sell 1 or 2 houses." Yeah. And I went and worked part-time as a real estate agent. I was working full-time, 12-hour shift at Frito-Lay, and then try to sell houses after work. And
I remember that.
I was off Friday, Saturday. So the only day that the office was open is Friday. So I would just go into the office.
What year was this?
2017. 2016, 17. So, 16, because 17 I joined Strive. So 16, for 6 months, every Friday, I showed up in the office, sitting there from 8 to 5, not knowing what the hell I was doing. I was just sitting there looking busy in the cafeteria and just talking to people. And then every training they had that I could make, I went to all of it. And then finally, in 2017, I joined Strive and got a little bit more structure and learning how to actually help people buy and sell houses. But all of that, what they did was just, here's a list of phone, start calling. So I didn't know what the hell I was saying.
So they didn't mentor you?
They did mentor me.
Oh, they did mentor you?
Yeah, but they had to put me through training.
Yeah, you're
this was Strive, or was this the first one that you were at?
So Strive is the team.
Yeah.
So Keller Williams is the brokerage. So just imagine Keller Williams considered as NBA.
Yeah.
And Strive is a team in the NBA. So for me, like, Strive mentored me and helped me to be where I'm at. And what they did in the beginning was like, they give me a script and phone numbers to call. And it was call night. So we just dialed numbers. We just had the list and I started calling. And when people answer the phone, I just read off the script. And then, like, I was so bad at it. It was just like, they'll say something and completely opposite.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, like, let's just say, what you call me for?
Yeah.
Well, like, hey, have you ever thought about selling your house?
Yeah.
And then be like, no, I don't want it. Well, if you do want to sell your house, where do you want it to go? Like, I just read the shit word for word.
Yeah. Even, like a telemarketer.
Yeah,
right?
telemarketer.
Like a telemarketer.
Without even comprehending the message that we giving you.
No idea what to do.
Yeah.
It was just that bad. And like, I was just getting no's. I had probably like 20, 30 no's within an hour. Damn. Like, and then they looked at me like, man, you took the no's well. I go, dude, as bad as my conversation was, I didn't know what else to expect. So like, so that's how my journey into real estate started. And it was just a long process of going from wanting to be a doctor into like, hey, I can't be a doctor no more. What else could I do?
But see, I remember even we were meeting through the hallway or meeting through, not hallway, but, at stores and stuff. I would ask him, say, what are you doing now? He's like, oh, I'm doing real estate part-time and I'm still working at Frito-Lay's. I go, are you kidding me, man? You doing both jobs? Like, yeah, I'm nonstop sleeping.
This was when you're out of the military, right?
No, I was out already. Yeah, I was out. I was already working in my career and stuff, and it was like 2016, 17. I ran into Charles. He's like, yeah, I'm still doing both, bro. I'm doing part-time. I was like, damn, dude, that's crazy.
I did that for a year and a half.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you telling me that. I was like, damn. I asked him, so when do you sleep? He goes, well, so I don't sleep at all. I go, oh, my God, dude. He goes, you sleep with one eye open or what? I was joking with him. No, really, I sleep. I wake up at 5 o'clock. I do the same process.
Dude, it was, I sleep at 11, 12 o'clock and get up at 3.
3, there you go. I was like, that's crazy.
For like almost 2 years, a year and a half to 2 years.
So that grind, are we almost done?
Yeah, we're almost done.
Oh, damn. There's a part 2 for this, man.
There's a part 2. I don't know how you guys do is stick with one story. I'm like, damn, that's one question.
Yeah, that's...
But to get there, there was a lot of things that...
Yeah, it wasn't just one thing that just said, you know what turned this to become, from wanting to be a doctor to real estate. Yeah. Like, there was a lot of things that I went through in life to get there.
Yeah, I think the struggle, even for you, since you were 7 years old with your dad, you know what I mean, and trying to be the male figure in your household, and then
I think that had a lot to do with it.
That had a lot to do with his upbringing, and then determination with 2 jobs, and fighting back and forth with Visalia and Fresno for 45 minutes for 3 years. Like, man, that's challenging, man.
No, that's determination. That's perseverance.
21, 22, 23 was tough for you.
Yeah.
School. how you gonna pay for school? You still managed to graduate? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot. You know, and you know, a lot of kids nowadays, man, they don't know, like, you know, the struggle. This is the struggle, right?
Yeah.
This is really the struggle. And with both your guys' story, it's a struggle to get to where we want to get to, and even then, there's still another struggle beyond that.
Yeah.
You know, and
there's definitely little layers, more layers underneath every story. You know, and everybody's where they're at now. In future, when we interview Toby too, where Charles, me, there is a background story to reason why everybody's in the position they're at today.
The way they think, how they think, why they choose to do the things they do. You know, the background, and you know, we see it a lot too, where people just see each other and judge each other without even knowing. You know, the history, the background. You know, and in our culture, you know, in the Lao culture itself, we get a lot of that.
Yeah,
you know, we get a lot of comparison. We get a lot of like
stereotype,
you know, without knowing, you know, that
the whole story,
and people have been through the same pain, you know. So,
dude, like I remember, like it used to bother me when people go, "Man, you're so lucky to win the house," like. And like, but then I don't want to be that asshole. Like, oh man, like start saying all these negative stuff. But I just like, you know,
shrug it off. You guys have no idea, man.
Yeah, like nobody knew that the pain. I mean, my brothers did.
Yeah.
You know, my mom and you know my wife does. But outside of that, like nobody knew. Yeah.
Dang. So, like to hear, you know, we hear your story is really uplifting, man. If you were to share a message, even to the audience, like now, you know, who's probably traveling back and forth, who's going through school and struggling for financial aid, what is your message to those students or even family members who have a younger brother or sister in that same position? What do you share that message with them?
Well, I mean, it's hard because for me, like, I always find a silver lining in every tragedy. Because, like, when, if you want to bring it back to when I was 7 years old, the year that my dad left, for me, one of my happiest memory was Christmas of 1990 when he's already gone, and me and my brother was just like skating through the kitchen in our socks and pretend like we're ice skating and listening to like Jingle Bell Rock and whatever. I still remember to this day, like, damn, that shit was fun. Yeah. And for, what you call it, the house thing, I remember my favorite thing was my friends came in hanging out with me going to work, and I always had fun. So I always look for the silver. I don't look for it, but I always see a silver lining. Yeah. Like the pain and struggle is only short and temporary.
Yes.
But the people that I'm surrounded by and the things I feel could be what impacts my life.
It makes that change in you, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's definitely deep, dude. You know what I mean? Very, very deep, very man. Deep,
yeah. Great story.
Great story.
Struggle, perseverance, determination, and you know, keep striving for what you want, you know, and you never know, you know. I mean, you didn't know you were going to end up being a real estate agent, you know, so.
Yeah. Well, I kind of did because I just want to sell houses, but it wasn't.
But before all that, you know, before you wanted to be a doctor, you didn't know.
Well, so being a doctor was my passion.
Yeah.
Real estate was just one of those pipe dreams that I had of selling life insurance, selling houses. So it's just one of those things where
achievements.
Yeah, just
one
like
the achievements.
I want to put it under my belt.
Yeah, you want to put it under.
But
that's the Pisces in us.
Yeah, just for a certificate.
That's the Pisces in us. I'm the same way too.
Yeah, I want to be the jack of all trades.
I'm the same way too. I want to do everything. I want to do HVAC too now.
Yeah,
you know, it's just dude, like one thing I had to have.
Hey, we ain't hiring, bro.
Like I wanted
slow season right now.
I wanted like check your temperature and be like, hey, you want to buy a house?
Yeah.
Oh, you have life insurance?
Yeah, I got.
Oh,
that
perfect.
Too.
I can notarize that.
So all of that, I notarized it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
definitely amazing story, Charles. I think we're kind of caught up on time. We love to. I'm sure in the future with more comments, more questions from our audience, we love Charles to do part 2 in the future,
right,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this story is definitely uplifting, and people, if you're going through very similar situations, just know that there's the happy side of it at the very end of this, of this story. And your story may be very similar to Charles or myself that in our past session. But thank you so much, Charles, for sharing that.
Dude, I didn't even get to the struggle when I quit Frito Lay to go to real estate full time.
That's part 2. Stay tuned. If you haven't already.
They need to learn to condense their story. That's what they need to do.
Well, we got Toby next session, and we can't wait
We're going to hit bullet points.
We definitely going to hit it
just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, it ain't the same because there's a deeper side to it, Toby.
Yeah.
I understand.
But if you haven't already, please, please like, subscribe, share to our channel. We love you guys to hear from you guys, comments. Let us know what you guys think about it. Anything that we want to add to this year's session. Okay, we appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much.
Yep. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Follow us on YouTube, please. That's where we have our long form at. You know, the stuff that you see on Instagram, TikTok, and stuff. These are all just clips that Victoria, the great Victoria, that one loud girl, does for us, and she's doing an amazing job. So give her a follow, a shout out, you know, and listen to her content. You know, she's doing great stuff. So thank you guys for all listening. Next time.
Next time. See you.